It is officially spooky season, so what better way of celebrating the festivities by diving into some awesome horror titles that are currently on sale during the Steam Scream event. If you are watching this after the sale already ended, I'm sorry that you couldn't make it sooner, but there will be links to all 5 of the games I mentioned down in the description, so definitely check them out and give them a wishlist at the very least. But one thing that isn't spooky, however, is that like button, so if you haven't pressed it yet, definitely feel free to do so. Also, I heard that the subscribe button guarantees safety from any ghosts in your house, but you know, I guess you'll have to figure that one out yourself. But anyways, let's dive into 5 horror games that you should absolutely pick up during the sale. Phasmophobia is first on my list, mainly because if there is one game that I believe you should pick up, it's this one. If you've ever watched an episode of Ghost Adventures, this is pretty much it, but in game form, and multiplayer with the option of VR. It can be incredibly janky at times, but it makes for some of the most funniest and scary moments in any video game, especially if you fully immerse yourself in it. You basically investigate a haunting in a location and determine what ghost is currently possessing it by using the various tools at your disposal. Phasmophobia is currently sitting at an overwhelmingly positive 96% on Steam, so definitely give it a go. The Outlast Trials is another game that I want to shout out, and if you remember, it kinda popped off earlier this year in 2023. Like Phasmophobia, you can play this one both online and single player. However, in Outlast, you're a prisoner stuck inside of a facility forced to complete trials in order to be released back into society. These trials do vary, so sometimes you might have to hide, other times you might have to fight, or maybe the best option will be to run away altogether. The Outlast Trials is currently sitting at a 93% on Steam, so definitely check this one out. For the third game, I'm actually just going to lump all of the Resident Evil games in here, my personal favorite being Resident Evil 7, but I've heard nothing but good things from all of the rest of them. And speaking of all of them, they are all on sale, so definitely do your research to see which one you might like the most, or just go back and start from the beginning. The choice is definitely up to you. Obviously, they are all different games in their own special way, but I don't think you can go wrong in whatever direction you take. Have you played a Resident Evil? Let me know in the comments below. For the fourth game, I'm going to cheat again and put 2 games here for my survival fans. Sons of the Forest and Project Zomboid. Sons of the Forest came out earlier this year as a sequel to the much-loved game of The Forest. However, this one features vast improvements over the first with expanded building and crafting, seasons, and plenty of cannibals. Project Zomboid, on the other hand, is an extremely underrated game in my opinion, where the focus is on realistic survival. You'll play co-op or single player in a zombie-infested city, navigating around trying to loot and stay alive. If this looks or sounds even remotely interesting to you, click the link in the description to the Steam page and read some of the stories that people have experienced while playing this game in the reviews. If those don't convince you how great this game is, I'm not sure what will. Let's end it off with a roguelike in Cult of the Lamb. Not really a scary game per se, but I'd say it still fits the Halloween vibe. In Cult of the Lamb, you basically play as a cult leader of a group of animals in a part city builder, part action combat experience. It's basically a never-ending loop of going out and exploring, gathering more followers or materials, and coming back to your camp to improve it and continuing to spread your religion. This game plays flawlessly on the Steam Deck in my opinion, which is my personal preference of where I like to play it, but regardless, definitely feel free to check this one out if you're interested. So there we go, a whole bunch of games to hopefully scratch that horror itch. Is there a game that I missed that you think should have been on this list? Let me know in the comments below. But until the next one, I'll catch you guys all later. Happy Halloween.